That hurt. More verticality. Too long. Yeah, this show should go as normal. Too long. Welcome to the Straight Red Card. And just want to thank everyone for all their kind words and messaging on the American Council show on 11 Yanks. Very nice. Made me blush. Thank you.
Exactly what I would expect from the strong silent type.
The strong silent type. I like that, though. I like to be thought of as the strong silent type, kind of a Clint Eastwood.
Get off my lawn.
You know? But yeah, that went really well. It was fun as hell to do that show. So, and those of you picking on Sam, don't be mean to Sam. Don't be mean. All right, just let's be nice here.
Sam's good people.
He's good people, and he was on our show, and he drank with us, and we had a good time. And then he just had Lawless on his show today, which we're going to talk about in a later segment. Which, wow, man, he just trumped our fucking Jimmy Conrad show. Jesus, what are we going to do? I don't know if Lawless will come on our show or not. I don't think
next Thursday we're having tight shirt on. Hey, no joking.
No, we're joking. Yeah, right. Because Sam said something like, "Yeah, you're the best U.S. men's national team player I've ever had on my
best U.S. national team defender on a show."
And then he said,
"It's a pretty low bar."
It's a low bar, my friend. But I don't know who was better, Lawless or Conrad. Probably Lawless. But you didn't hear that from us, Jimmy. We didn't say that. All right, so this is the show we kind of go over what happened this weekend. And I think it's important that we start with on Friday, Reyna did not dress. And I don't think there's any chance in hell he's going to be on the next January roster. It's just not going to happen. And then that
zero
got
chance.
pushed, yeah, and that got pushed back even further because the Dortmund coach today said, yeah, he's not even going to play the next game either. We're being cautious. So, man, that must have been the worst muscle tear ever. It's crazy.
September. Yeah, absolutely nuts.
So Reyna, yeah, he's not going to be there. So
zero chance of it, guys. I mean, even if he did play this week, if he played this last weekend, I stand firm. Still wouldn't want him there.
Yeah, you had already mentioned that even if he had just gotten back, you wouldn't want to call him up because it's too soon. And I agree. Even that if he did get to play that. Yeah, and it's too cold too.
Cold
yeah, we're going to be playing in Arctic weather with white foxes roaming the fields. So yeah, probably a good idea to just let him heal. Hey, John Tompkinson, 90 for Norwich City in their U23 game. So he's back. He's training mostly with the first team, but he is going back to play on occasion with the U23s. They did lose that game though. Dante Seeley went 45 for PSV 2. Pulisic 70 in a what?
It was a snooze fest.
Oh, the game was a snooze fest.
Yeah.
Oh, Liverpool versus Chelsea. Yeah, that was bad. This whole bunkering in thing that Tuchel
wasn't Liverpool. Was it? It was Man City versus Chelsea.
Or Man City. God,
Liverpool was like a week or so ago.
Yeah, I know. I fucked up. That was my what was that? That's my the insult dog.
Triumph,
yeah. Oh yeah. I know I fucked up. All right, so yeah, I fucked up. It was against Man City, but this whole idea, like Tuchel saying like the guys didn't do what they were supposed to do. So, yeah, I mean, I don't think what Tuchel is doing makes any sense. You don't go to Man City and then play a low block and just try to counter and then blame the players, especially Lukaku, for not being able to counter when that's not really his thing. That's not what he does. And then, you got the sense that Ziyech and Pulisic are going to get the heap of the blame for that game. And I get it. They did not play very well. But the way they set up against Man City was not good. And I mean, he's so stubborn about playing 3 in the back. Why not play a 4-3-3 with the quality players you have on Chelsea and just go head to head with Man City and see what happens?
Yeah.
Just try to kick their ass.
I mean, it's what, first against second place there. Go at him.
Yeah.
You play your game and deal with it,
Yeah, it was that's why the game was so fucking boring. I mean, it was could barely watch that game. I mean, I would get so bored. I know Pulisic was playing, but I would lose my attention and start doing something on my laptop. Dude, because I'm like, I can't watch this.
Sam had posted tweet goes, yeah, I got up early to watch Chelsea game and then went back and took a nap, and now my entire day is messed up. I go, yeah, the Chelsea Man City snooze fest must have put you to sleep.
No shit.
It was just so fucking boring.
No shit. On the other hand, Sargent played 87 and got a sort of hockey goal.
So, and I'm gonna steal a phrase from Meg Swanek. Sargent's daddy juice was flowing through him that game.
No, that's gross. Meg said that.
I'm 99.9% positive it was daddy juice.
You know what? If Meg said that about me, I'd be like, yeah, baby. But
anyways,
now,
yeah. So it was so funny because Sargent obviously caused the own goal that that got the 1-0 lead in the 12th 13th minute or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah.
But it's funny because I was telling everybody, I was like, yeah, and I was like, yeah, goal. Okay, it wasn't a goal, but he caused an own goal off of an amazing shot. And okay, it was a cross, but it was placed in a dangerous spot.
And the whole team came over and congratulated him.
Yeah,
for creating an own goal. Did you see that?
Yeah,
it was crazy. It's like they were like, fuck it, dude. I know that was an own goal, but we're coming over here and we are going to pat you on the head and celebrate with you. So it was good.
His juices definitely were flowing through him because after that own goal, he was definitely a little more confident and a little more eager. He started actually turning in the box and ripping shots, although unfortunate defenders were in the way. I thought he looked pretty decent as a wing option and what it was basically I'm classifying as the Bob Bradley 4-2-2-2, the empty bucket. And he played the Landon Donovan role.
Even in our system, I think he would work as a wing, especially if, as confirmed, Weah is not going to be there now. Reyna is not going to be there. You bring Morris and you bring Sargent as your extra wingers, and start Pulisic, and you probably start, Aronson. But you've got two great backups there if you have those two guys. So it's an idea. It's an idea. I don't know.
I have to give credit to Berlin. He's been preaching for over a year that Sargent needs to move out of striker and into a midfield role. And, it paid off today, where he wasn't necessarily even an outside striker. He actually was playing in the midfield. And, again, he looked good there. So I've come up with the name for him instead of Berlin Amerikaner. It's Nostra Amerikaner.
All right.
he's predicting it all.
Yeah, good for you, Taylor. Yeah. All right, so
good. Oh, good for you.
Good for you. Next is LDLT. Luca De La Torre went 90 in a tie. We'll get into that later in the show. Give you a little more detail on that. Keith Perry is still injured. He's been injured for what seems like forever. And he's still a player? Yeah, I mean, I don't know when he's ever going to play again for 20. Marlon Fossey, yes, someone was correct. He was loaned to or sold to Bolton, I believe. Or was it a sale with option to buy? I don't remember. But he went 90 for Bolton, and he played right winger.
Do you remember? I think we had the conversation after the last midweek, and I had mentioned I went on to Ives' website, and he had Fossey as playing whatever it was, like 90 minutes or whatever it was against Wycombe for Fulham. Wickham, sorry, for Fulham. And I was like, wait a second, is he announcing like a U23 there? And this is so weird. I'm looking up last time Fulham played Wickham was like 2016. I was just like, I'm at a complete loss. And then all of a sudden somebody corrected it and said that he got sold to Bolton. I'm like, oh, that makes
They
more
don't like
sense.
to be corrected on that page, by the way. I would send corrections to them constantly. They would never reply to me ever. They'd be like, yeah, fuck off. Fuck you. Never like one thanks. Like, remember Steven from Washington Post? Steve
Steve Goff.
Goff. Like when he would post up his shit, like his Yanks Abroad report, whenever I send him a correction on Facebook, he's like, hey, dude, thanks, man. I appreciate that. And thanks for keeping me up to date. Not these dicks, not on Ives show. They do not thank you for any update you give them. Like, hey, you just missed this guy was transferred last month. They're like, don't even reply to you. Okay, well, then fuck off then. I'm going to stop sending you updates. And eventually I just stopped sending them updates because they never
just stopped visiting their site right now.
Yeah, no, I'm not. Yeah, I don't go to Ives anymore because you have to pay to play. So I'm not doing that.
Some of their content, yeah.
I go to ASN now for the most part, American Soccer Now, and Shredder's page. Even though, Shredder's got a real job, so he can't update it every millisecond, but still the reporting there is really good.
Yeah.
So Otasawi did not dress for Club Bruges. We've told you. Listen, quit saying Otasawi needs to be called up. He doesn't even play, barely for the reserves. All right. Jaboli Arayibi, 15 for Ankaraguchu, and another win for them, which puts them still in the promotion table in Turkey. Tyler Boyd went 66 in a loss. Not a surprise for Rizespor. Haji Wright looks like, I think his team, Antalyaspor, just bought another center forward during the transfer window. So we might see less of Haji. He is not producing. He is not scoring.
But there's that span was like September, October or whatever.
Yeah.
It was like every week, goal or 2 goals.
But not anymore. Yep. Not anymore. It's gone downhill since he had an injury for a while. And then he came back from the injury and he has been ineffective, to say the least. Matthew Hoppy, 10 in a win for Mallorca. Bream and Robinson both went 90 in a 6-2 win for Fulham. They're not just beating teams anymore. They're just this is 2 games in a row where they're just kicking the opposing team's asses. Although Robinson did not play that well. I'll have to say that. Dwayne Holmes is injured or has the Rona, either one of the two. Horvath in the 18.
That Miss Horvath.
Horvath is Horvathing. Mighton is injured for Nottingham Forest. Ola Sunday still injured. Is that injury ever going to end? He came back for 1 game and then went right back on the injury list. Daryl DK, 30 in a loss for West Brom. I mean, listen, it's great. He got off the plane, went straight into the lineup, played some minutes. So good. Brooks, he looked fine too. He didn't look out of place. Brooks, 90 in a tie for Wolfsburg. Richards, 90 in a loss. For Hoffenheim, Tyler Adams, 90 in a win. Although I didn't watch the game, I was told he was sort of persona non grata, but I really think that's really kind of his role. He's not really there to be up in your grill. He's there to be a defensive, to be the guy in front of the back 4 and distribute the ball. So
yeah, I heard it wasn't a great first half. I have no idea about the second half.
Yeah, that's one of those games I just did not have time to watch this weekend. Here is what
there's too many of them now.
There are too many fucking guys abroad. You cannot possibly watch every game. It's literally getting to the point of impossibility. Matarazzo at Stuttgart is really, his job is really on the edge right now. They lost again. They're heading towards the relegation zone. I would hate to see another American manager lose his job, but unfortunately, I think it might happen soon. Unless he turns it around. And he said in an interview after that loss that all they need is 1 win and they can turn this around. That's a lot easier said than done. So hopefully he does. Otherwise, we'll be short 2 American managers in the Bundesliga this season because Marsh already got fired. Malik Tillman, 10 in a win for Bayern Munich. And I know they've got guys out in injury and guys out with the Rona. So I don't know how long this streak is going to go, but it's really nice to see him playing. And maybe he will pick us, please. Joe Scally, 30 in a loss, please. Weston McKennie, 90 in a win and another goal. This guy's hotter.
Solid
He's on fire. Yep. He's on fire.
Still getting crap from time to time. I mean, I guess maybe the problem is that all the attention gets pushed onto the crap. So like when people start bitching about like, oh, he doesn't deserve to be there. He's like the worst midfielder on Juve. You know, that probably drowns out all the praise he's getting as well. That's non-American, obviously. But man, it's fascinating how much crap he can still get.
Are they watching the games?
Probably not.
Jesus Christ. He was great last game. In fact, if Dybala would have, I mean, he had two chances to score off of McKennie passes that he missed. And
that's one of their big critiques is that you can't pass worth a damn. Like, I don't know what you're really watching. But yeah, he flubs up some passes, but
those were two really good through balls, and one was not a through ball. It was just a pass to an open Dybala who shanked it. Or in one case, he tried to go for the inside post when he should have gone for the outside. But anyhow, yeah, if you're criticizing McKenzie at this point, then you're just McKennie, you're just not paying attention.
I was gonna say you criticize McKenzie all the time.
I know.
Actually, you don't criticize him. You just point out that he's not playing sometimes.
How many times am I going to call McKenzie, and how many times am I going to call McKenzie? That's my problem. It's an issue I need to work on.
Maybe you need to start just calling him West or Weston or something. I don't know.
It's like your mouth starts moving and your brain doesn't follow. All right,
they're too close to each other for being national team players that are going to be on the field at any given moment. They're too close. It's too close of a name.
But they're accomplishing on way different levels. All right. So Chris Durkin, 45 in a loss, got yanked at halftime. Gooch, 90 in a tie for Sunderland. Matt Rotaccio did not dress for Liverpool's U23s, although he is on the U21 team officially. So me saying he didn't play for the U23s is like, yeah, duh. But then again, you know, because of the Rona, the U21 teams are just not playing this year again. So, you know, we don't really know what's going on with Mateo at this point. Max Dietz in the 18 for Freiburg, 2. Wooten, 1 minute for Osnabrück. Langford, 70 for Vehan Wiesbaden. Novakovic, 30 minutes and a goal for Frosinone. Oh, hey, welcome back. Welcome back.
He's alive.
He's doing something. Saucedo, 70 in assist and in a win for Yunnan Pumas and in Liga MXs. And so, and then the young kid, the young American, Ruvalcaba played again too. 15 minutes in that game for Pumas. So they've got 2 Americans that play regularly now on that team. Something to keep an eye on. Cannon, 90 in a tie, playing right center back again. We moved to Sunday. We got Gioacchini, who got 12 for Montpellier in a loss. EPB went 90 for Troyes in a loss. Or Troyes.
He had a solid game, though.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
This is like a big comeback for him.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, I mean, I hope it continues. Conrad did not dress. I don't know what's up with that. Someone will know. I don't. Weah still injured. Toljan went 90 in a loss. You know, that guy that sucks, apparently, but plays every game for Sassuolo. Tessman went 34 in a tie. He got yanked at halftime because he just played a really shitty game. He played bad. He was bad. I don't know other way to put it. He was poor.
He wasn't great.
You're being nice. He was quite poor. I mean, he was so out of position so many times. It's the first time they really gave him that holding mid thing just for him, because they've played him in all kinds of mid spots this year, but they're like, okay, you're going to do the holding mid role. And man, he made some bad decisions. So hopefully that gets fixed. I don't think it's about his skill. I think it's about his tactical awareness. So I hope he gets that fixed. But Boosie only went 10. So I don't know what's going on there. Reynolds did not dress for Roma. No shocker. He's probably headed to Belgium. Pepi went 84 in a tie. I thought he looked really comfortable. You know, I don't know.
Yeah, his confidence is growing. Build gave him a 4.5 for the game.
Ooh,
which a little harsh. But the weird thing is, you look at that, you're like 4.5. That's awful. But then it's like that's really just like right below average. I mean, if you think if it's out of a 10, you think 5's average, and then goes from there. I'm assuming that's what the way they do the numbering system.
I guess.
But yeah, you see a 4.5, and you're just like, that must have been a bad game. But I think right now he needs to improve his touch a bit. I mean, he's been off of playing for a couple of months now, minus the Bosnia game and that December camp. He needs to get his sharpness back, and his speed of thought needs to improve. That's the way I'm looking at it.
I think I texted you while I was watching this game, and I said, "This is the worst finishing I have seen in a Bundesliga game all season long." I mean, the number of misses that Frankfurt had are just flat out embarrassing. I mean, I haven't seen that many open shots, one-on-one versus a goalie, missed over and over and over again by both teams, but mostly Frankfurt. It was just like, this is incompetence.
So
this is, I mean, Pepi missed one too, by the way. I mean, he had a cross, went to his left foot, and he went near post straight at the keeper. He could have gone far post. So
he also had the one where it was him one-on-one goalkeeper. He had a far post, but he also missed the post by about 10 yards.
Yes.
Yeah. I guess the thing to take from this game with him is that he's getting in those dangerous positions. He had a couple of chances. He had one shot that was blocked by a defender when the goalkeeper was out of the way. The ball bounced him. He ripped a shot. The defender got out of the way. He would have scored a goal, but a foul got called right at the box. I mean, he's there. He's there. He's right there. He's going to start scoring goals. It's going to happen.
That should have been a goal, but that moron screwed it up.
Whoop, yep. Yeah.
Screwed it up. Pepi had a goal. Had not to do something stupid, and Pepi had the goal.
Yep.
Yeah.
Don't be dumb. Oh, you're dumb. Now,
fucking idiot.
again. Yeah. That may not have been his best game, stats wise, and a lot of performances, but he's getting into those positions. His confidence is increasing. He's adjusting to the speed of play, which he talks about. He's like, the speed of play and the way you have to make your decisions is significantly faster than it is in MLS. So it's going to be a learning curve. He's going to have up and downs, but he will get in those positions and he will start scoring some goals. He had several chances this past game. They're going to come.
Augsburg should have lost that game, by the way. If Frankfurt weren't that incompetent, they should have won that game like, I don't know, 4-2. In the end, that should have been the score, but it wasn't because no one could finish.
Out of relegation, though, right now, so that's good.
Yeah, thank God for that. Chandler was on the other side, and he went 81 and had some pretty good crosses. Some guy was like, yeah, he had some great left foot crosses. Actually, he did, but he also had a lot of right foot crosses where he would cut back and then make put it on his right foot and cross it. So, but yeah, he's still not going to be on the national team. Sorry. Tillman for Firth went 94 and a tie. So they've stopped losing constantly now. So that's good. But at the same time, Green didn't play. He rode Pine for 90. And I think we were warning people about this weeks ago. This is probably it for Green. He's lost his starting role. He's not even a bench player at this point. I mean, he is sometimes for Firth, but
a minute here, 2 minutes there.
He's not a starter. And so let's stop asking for him to be called up. Maybe we should start talking about Timothy Tillman as somebody to consider. Richie Ledesma in the 18, Armando Shashua for Belarus 90 in a loss in a cup game versus Musa in Spain. But Musa went 90 in a win. Right wing back. Some guys like, so how are the Shashuas American? Because their father was born in America. That's why. How's that for an answer? Does that work?
That works for me.
Sam finds 90 in another win, and they're up to third, Antwerp. So looking good for them. Mackenzie was in the 18, did not play for Genk. Nico Carrera in the 18 for Holstein Kiel. Maurice Malone, 1 minute for Heidenheim, and 1 minute for Maurice Malone. This guy's no longer a teenager. And if this guy's going to be as good as touted when he was a teenager, he needs to buck up and start getting some playing time in the lower leagues of Bundesliga, or he's going nowhere. And we've seen this a lot with other players where everybody's like, oh yeah, this guy's the bomb. He's a fucking dual net. We need to go get this guy. But then he doesn't perform. He hasn't been performing for Heidenheim. So anyhow, Hawkins and Butler did not dress for Ingolstadt. Maybe they're just done with these two American kids, because at least throughout the season they were getting some starts and looks, and now they're just not even in the 18. They could have the Rona for all I know. What do I know? Male Corbos, 90 for Verl. Caleb Stanko just arrived, got off the plane in Greece and went 90 for PAS and a tie. And they are fourth, I think, in the Greek table. So, yeah, good for you, Caleb. Rodriguez, 8 for San Luis. Again, this is Liga MX's in a loss. He's an attacker. Came in for the last 8 to 10 minutes. They were down one, and they needed a goal. They didn't get one. Ventura Alvarado and Fernando Arce, 90 for Juarez. Again, another loss in Liga MX's. Alex Mendez, 90 for Vizela in a loss. They're 14th. They're heading towards the bottom. They need to turn that shit around soon. CJ Dos Santos in the 18 for Benfica 2 did not play. He needs to start playing for Benfica 2. This is not good. DeAndre Yedlin in the 18, but did not play. And as he has not played consistently, they have kept going backwards. They're going down, 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 down. They've lost 4 out of 5. They're in 13th. I cannot believe I'm saying this, but Galatasaray is looking like they might have to battle against relegation.
Yeah.
And you know who their manager is? Dominic Torrent, the former NYCFC manager. He took over January 11th from Faith Tarim and Faith Tarim, and who was like, he's a Galatasaray legend, but the season wasn't going as well as they want. So they bring in Dominic Torrent, and the season gets worse. It just keeps getting worse. So, and then Torrent doesn't apparently value Yedlin very much. And from a former MLS manager, that's kind of sad. So maybe that gets fixed or not. I don't know. I don't know. But if
wait, so
Yedlin,
he took over this January?
January 11th. Yep.
Oh,
they
he's got like one game under his belt, huh?
Yes, but they lost, and they lost badly.
Yeah.
So he's not fixing the issue, but he's not playing Yedlin. And then Tarim at the very end there had apparently not been playing Yedlin either. So maybe you put Yedlin in if you just keep losing and losing and losing, because that's what you're doing. Monday, CCV went 90 in a win for Celtic. Leonard Maloney went 90 for Dortmund 2 in a win. And Marcel Costley went 90 in a loss for Waldhof Mannheim. And that was actually against Dortmund too. So, but I really, none of those two, Maloney and Costley, they're not in the picture. So that's just how that is. All right. I think we're done with this segment. By the way, did you see that TikTok guy that went viral doing his NyQuil chicken recipe? He based the fucking chicken in NyQuil. And he says if you eat it before you go to bed, it make you sleepy. Jesus Christ. That's some weird shit, man.
I mean, if you really wanted to double up on that, you could based turkey with NyQuil. Like double the tiredness.
NyQuil is disgusting. I wouldn't want to eat anything covered in NyQuil or basted in NyQuil.
Like NyQuil before they got rid of the alcohol. That was good.
Man, there were times where I would use NyQuil in my younger years to go to sleep because I had a hard time sleeping. Not a problem now, but back then,
you do
yes.
Dayquil for a pick me up, right?
No, I do Coke.
Snort it.
No, I mean, but seriously, NyQuil's disgusting. And but I do remember one time, and this probably led to me stop using NyQuil to go to sleep. I drank the NyQuil. Apparently, I was really also drunk. This is in my 20s, and I fell asleep. And the NyQuil, I didn't swallow it. This is in my mouth all night. So I woke up and coughed, and all this NyQuil came out in the tissue. And I thought it was blood. And I thought I seriously had what's that shit? Like not emphysema, but the other thing that people get that affects the lungs. Anyhow, I thought I was gonna die,
lung.
dude. I went to the hospital. I went to the hospital and I brought the tissue and I was like, yeah, I'm coughing up blood. And they're like, okay. And they did all these tests and they're like, dude, there's nothing wrong with you. That's NyQuil. I just sniffed the tissue. NyQuil. You dumb fuck.
There has to be a different test you can do besides sniffing something that somebody coughed up onto a tissue. I mean, even if you don't believe it's blood by any means, come on.
I don't know if he sniffed it or they tested it. I have no fucking idea. But all I know is they're like, hey, dumbass, that's NyQuil. You didn't cough up blood. I'm like, what? I had NyQuil in my...
You can tell because it's orange.
No, it was red. Yeah. It was red. It was like blood
cherry
red.
Flavored
yes,
capsules?
Exactly.
Why did they flavor? Why did they add flavor to a capsule that you're gonna?
It wasn't a capsule. It was in the bottle. Remember when NyQuil?
Wait, so you're saying you went to sleep with liquid NyQuil in your mouth?
I know. Is that insane?
I thought you had taken one of those like gel capsules, and when you'd cough, you snapped it and coughed it. Oh my god, dude, really?
No, I went to bed.
Like you didn't choke on that shit.
I know. I'm an idiot.
Burned something, and you would have gone to the hospital for a whole different reason.
I know, but dude, I partied so hard back then. I mean, so hard. So passing out with a cheek full of NyQuil, probably not surprising back then. Okay, with all that in order, let's move on to segment 2, where we'll get even more drunk. All right. Bye. That hurt.